Okay, so this is seminar week 2. We're going to get started. Today we're going to go over healthy tips during the holidays. We have 2 really big holidays coming up, so we want to make sure that we're thinking, how do we get through these times with our family, with the stress, and with all the extra like yummy, tasty food that's out there, right? All right, so we're going to start off like we did last time. I have a pop quiz for you. Let's see.
You should tell us before so we can study.
Where's the fun in that? There's no fun in that. All right. Where is it? There it is. Okay. It's true or false. So again, if you think it's true, raise your hand up. If you think it's false, keep your hands down. First question. Using almond flour instead of regular flour lowers the carb content. True or false? True up, false down. True, true, true. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so we got majority true. That is correct. Yes. We're going to go right back into it and kind of explain a little bit more in just a little bit. Our second question. Greek yogurt can replace sour cream in recipes. True or false? Yes, true. True. Very nice. Yes, that one is true. And then our third question. Cauliflower has more calories than white potatoes. True or false? False. True is up, false is down. What do we think? Cauliflower has more calories than white potatoes. You think it's false? Okay. You think it's true? I think it's true. You think it's true? All right. Answer is false. Okay. Potatoes are going to have more calories than cauliflower. So if you've ever seen anything like cauliflower rice or cauliflower, they'll do like a mashed cauliflower, like a potato. There's even cauliflower pizza out there, right? So you're going to get lower calories when it comes to things like that. All right. Very nice. You guys did pretty good on those. All right. We're going to jump right in. So the theme for our holiday tips is going to be balance. It's really important that we find that balance in our life and in our food. And you're going to see that, and you want to think about that whenever you go to your outings, when there's a potluck. You always got to be able to kind of balance that out. So here's your tip number 1. Our first thing to consider is following the 1 plate rule. So trying not to go back for seconds, grabbing 1 plate and eating that, being content with that 1 plate. On that 1 plate, you could take it 1 step further. You could create 50% of your plate of straight veggies. So if there's whatever veggies that everyone's serving, if you give yourself more of those on that plate, you're going to be helping yourself out. 25% that's left on the plate, you want to add that protein, and then you want the other 25% indulging in like your sweet treats. So that way, that's where we're finding that balance. We're trying to get more of our nutrition in from our veggies, still doing a smaller dosage of the protein, and you might think, well, I thought protein was good. I thought we could pack on the protein. Well, it depends on how they cook the protein, right? Because you could have chicken breast, but if they fried it, they have now changed the macros to your chicken breast. So now there's an added, calories because of the oil, because of the breading, and so it's not as healthy as it originally was. So that's when you can still go for the, fried chicken, but you want to do 25% of your plate instead. That helps you create a balance without thinking too much about it. You just can look at it and kind of guess on your plate. The next thing is when you're going to the dessert table, you can start off with one of the smaller plates and put a bunch of options on there. So think of it like a tasting plate. So instead of going and getting a big slab of chocolate covered cake, like chocolate on chocolate, you can do small portions, but do the chocolate cake and the pumpkin pie and the cheesecake, and so you're getting smaller portions and you still feel like you're able to indulge with everybody, but you're actually getting less calories because you're not eating 1 big piece. You're getting a small portion of multiple things. All right, so show of hands. Who is somebody who really, really loves sweets? Raise your hands up. Yeah. Me too. Okay, and who in the group loves savory food? And you're like, you know what? Throw those sweets away. Very nice. Yeah, they'd rather have something that really has all that flavor in it. All right, so when we go into these holidays, I want you guys to really think about yourself, what you like. And when you go into your Christmas dinner or your New Year's dinner, I want you guys to think, what's important to me? What would make me happy? If it would make you happy to have a piece of cake or to get what would be savory? Mac and cheese, right? If that's more important to you, that would make you feel more fulfilled, satisfied, then I want you to pick the one thing that you like. Gravitate to those things and say no, even though maybe you like cake but you love mac and cheese. I want you to say no to the cake and yes to the mac and cheese. Again, balance, right? We're going for the things that we love and we're avoiding, well, you can live without the cake, so then we can still live without the cake. And vice versa. If you want that piece of cake and that's what's going to fill your happiness that moment, then go for the cake, say no for the mac and cheese, and we're creating that balance in life. So another thing for us to consider during these times is staying active. It is really important. All these extra little calories are being snuck in, whether it's your drinks, because now there's a new holiday cookie cutter Christmas cream drink sweet treats. And then somebody, I know we all have those wonderful bakers in our lives where they're like, it's wintertime, I just made cookies and this and this. And you're just like, gosh, how could I say no? So they sneak in. And what we want to consider is, are we fueling our body? Do we have that balance? Have we had our workouts in, right? And because it's a crazy time and it's very stressful, we want to make sure that we're prioritizing our health still now, so that we're not fighting an uphill battle later. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to our next option. Okay, this is a little bit of role play, so I want you guys to think about it. We're about to go into our holiday dinners with our families, and do you have that family member, that relative that's like, hey, here, try this, eat this, eat this? Or they're like, I made this just for you. And they're so excited and they want you to eat it. I want us to think, role play, and practice. How would we say no to them if, let's say, if your favorites was sweet and you're waiting for that piece of cake and they're giving you that mac and cheese and they're like, come on. How would we tell them that, hey, like, I'm actually waiting for the cake. I'm really excited. I'm glad you're here, but I'm saving my calories for the cake. How do we think in your brain, think of how you would say it, and then I'm just gonna pick a couple random people. All right, Sal, how are you gonna tell me no? I'm your tia, and I just brought you chicharrones aquí, and you're telling me no because you want cake. How are you gonna say it?
Already ate chicharrones.
You can't lie to your tia.
Okay. Small lie.
Small lie. You do? Well, you're grown. You need the calcium, huh? All right, let's see. Somebody who's not looking at my eyes over here. Boom. Go ahead.
Sorry, I am on a diet.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, okay. You're kind of telling them where you're at.
Yeah.
Kind of explaining to them so that hopefully they know. What if they're like, well, come on, it's just one day.
I'm never gonna find a boyfriend if you keep.
You know what? I like that one better. Let's keep it real, right? Like, when we share with our family where we're at in our life, it's actually a healthier conversation. If we can tell them, well, actually, I'm really trying to lose or just maintain the weight, and I'm saving my calories for that cake. Now they know, like, that you're only turning them down because you're trying to do that balance, right? So if we talk to them about that and we share more with our family, they're actually going to be a little more. Some people, not all aunts and uncles, right? Some of them are like, just eat it, who cares, right? But being able to talk to them about it and just say, well, you know, I actually have I have a goal I'm trying to meet. I'm actually just trying to maintain, and so I really want to save it for the cake. You can allow that balance and talk to your family about it, because they are a big contributor to what we eat and how we act in the holidays. So it's really important for us to be able to talk to them and share with them our goals. So that they know. And then hopefully they can say, oh, okay, well, yeah, that, Aunt Janice brought that cake, so yeah, I'd save it for that too. All right, that's probably one of the more uncomfortable conversations, and it might not happen. But if you do get put in that position, I really want you guys to try and start talking about your goals with your family so that they know, and hopefully they can help. All right. So let's see, leftovers. What do we do with leftovers?
You know,
You know what, Sal, you're strike two over here, okay? Strike two, better watch out. So leftovers, what do we think we should do with leftovers? So we've allowed ourselves to indulge on this day. So we went in and we had the cake. Do we take more cake home with us? What do we do? What do you guys think?
Send it home with my kids.
Yes, give it to someone else.
I give it to them.
Yes, I like that.
I'll go run out of
Make
Tupperware.
somebody else.
Oh no, they need to give you Tupperware for Christmas.
I know, I know. I need to put that on my Christmas list.
Yeah, so sharing the love where you let somebody else take it home, you give it away to somebody else, that's gonna be your best bet, because if it's not in your fridge, you can't eat it, right? And you already had your fill. And the thing that I want you guys to really think about is, especially during these weeks, this week, instead of indulging in 1 to 2 days, like, oh, it's New Year's Eve and Christmas, people end up indulging an entire week. And your goals will not be affected by 1 or 2 days. It will not. It gets affected by a whole week. That's when you will see the increase. You're gonna feel that, like, you're gonna feel more lethargic, more tired, you're gonna feel bloated, you're going to feel all that bad food. Like, it's gonna sit with you and you're not gonna like it. And so I want you guys to think about that. Yes, we can indulge and enjoy for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but don't let it be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We gotta know, when do we start and when do we stop? And so if you're working on Christmas Day and you're like, well, I'm not going to see anybody. Well, if you're indulging on Friday or Saturday, then that's your day. You take that day and you have your moment with your family then. But don't do, Christmas with your coworkers and Friday, Saturday with your family. So finding that balance again, right? Because if we don't have that balance, we're for sure going to just start climbing up. And especially with baked goods and things like that are naturally they're just everywhere. This time of year, there's a little bit more salt in those things, so you're going to be carrying more water, you're going to be bloated. So really think about how it affects your body. Let yourself have that moment, that dinner, but don't carry it on for the week. Let's see. So leftovers, give them away, or let someone else take them. That was the takeaway, Sal. All right, we're going on to our next one here. All right. So this is one of my bonus questions for you guys. Will an all or nothing mindset hurt you? So true, hand up, false, hand down. Will an all or nothing mindset help you? No? False. Yes? Anybody else? So it is false. Sal, that's it. Oh my gosh. You know what? Now I'm going to put you on my call list. So it actually, so having an all or nothing, like, I'm going to do good and I'm going to go hard and I'm not going to eat or touch anything, although that sounds like what we should do, it doesn't have balance. It doesn't have balance if we stay on and eat perfect, and it actually can kind of mess with your head a little bit if you don't allow yourself the balance. So for Christmas time, we want to allow balance, but we want to do it smart, right? So we got to think about what we're eating, what we like, enjoy in those moments, and really create that balance in your space and on your foot, okay? Oh, and another thing to consider, who here, and you guys can put your hands up if you want, but who here has thought, well, I already blew it because I had pizza and then we had tacos, so I might as well eat the cake for dinner. Who has thought, I've already blown it, so why not? And I'll put my hand up.
For like the day, yes.
Right? So it happens, and I want you guys to know, one meal. Sal, oh, you guys are lucky you can't see it over here. So that definitely, it happens, right? Where we make that mistake. We left our food at home, and so we have to eat out, and it was either eat pizza or eat nothing and pass out, and that is not what we want. So what I want you guys to think of is just because one meal didn't make the cut, it does not mean that you have done bad. It's what you do consistently for days. So one day, that's not going to make or break you. It's what you do in the week. And that's why it's really important that you go into the mindset of, yes, I'm going to enjoy dinner, Christmas Eve dinner. You're allowing yourself that. Allow yourself that indulging moment, and then know when you have to close the door and say, okay, Christmas Eve was over, Christmas Day is over. I'm going to, grocery shop on the 26th, and I'm going to stock my fridge, and I'm going to make sure I get right back on. But allow yourself to have that time off so that you can allow yourself to turn it back on the 26th, the 27th. That's going to help you stay at a maintained base, or even potentially at probably half a pound per week if we keep that scheduled in your life. So really think about those things. All right, getting down towards the end. Any questions so far? No? Okay, very nice. All right. All right. So one more tip that I'm going to hit before we wrap it up is alcohol. We know it happens. We know it's around. A lot of people like to celebrate with it. New Year's, that's a time when people are drinking a little bit more. So I want you guys to think, if you're in, what is it called? If you're in our Goal Crushers group, you guys are tracking. So you guys get to share your information into Avatar, and you guys have a little more wiggle room. So for you guys, there is a little button in there. You can tell it that you're drinking alcohol, and Avatar is going to help you adjust your macros to it. So make sure you're looking at that. Make sure you're tracking, because I'm not saying don't do it, but again, we're looking for balance. And if you're tracking, I want you to tell your Avatar what you're drinking. So one thing that I'd like to mention, if you can scan it into Avatar, I'd rather you pick that drink, because you're going to get accurate numbers into Avatar. If you can't scan it, try and find something you can scan. If not, you can always put like 1 shot of tequila and club soda and a lime. But to try and be accurate for those who are tracking, I want you guys to try and get the thing you can scan so we can stay as accurate as we can. We know what you're putting in, so that we can keep adjusting numbers. Now for my people who are challengers and you're not in Avatar and you're like, what is that? I want alcohol. No. So for you guys, I want you, wherever you're at in your program, do your best to stick to where you're at, whether it's hand measurements, mass measurements, whatever we've kind of gone through. If I put you on, what is it called? Intermittent fasting. You guys know who you are. Make sure that you're looking at what we talked about. Try and stick to your goals that way. When you do get Avatar, you do get the freedom. But again, if you're in a challenger and you do indulge in the options for New Year's or for Christmas, again, think balance, because one thing isn't going to make or break you. Think balance and know when you open that door to enjoy with your family, we got to close that door at some point. And so I don't want it to be a whole week. I want you guys to think about, okay, when is my day? When am I going to close that door and get back on things? All right? Let me make sure I've hit it. Oh, question. Does alcohol dehydrate you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. Good.
2:30 minutes.
So yes, it does dehydrate you. So again, think about those things. If you do choose to have a drink, make sure you're equally trying to get some hydration in there so that your body doesn't feel so awful the next day. The hangover, the headaches, the whatever else happens. It's easier if you have some hydration on board. All right, guys. Let me make sure that's my last one. All right. That's all I got. Does anyone have any questions for me? Okay. All right, guys. Next week on Monday, we have Monday at 6:30, we're going to have the same in-person seminar. We're going to go over some more items, some things to think about. What'll that be? That'll be right before New Year's. So if you guys are in town and can make it, please make it. I want to see you. It helps when you're thinking about being healthy with other people who are trying to think about being healthy. Makes it easier to stay on track with these things. All right, guys. Thank you so much.